What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Chris, and in today's video I'm gonna give you a quick review about the Boojum meal kit. And as always, we're jumping right into the video. The box was donated by my mom. She got it from her company. Every employee got it. So right away, the first thing in the box is a sheet, like a flyer, with recommended prepping and cooking time, all the ingredient and suggested steps you should follow in order to get the meal finished. I think it's pretty good for amateur chef. It could be a good indicator to where to start and where to finish and what to do next. Me, I don't really need it, but it's up to you. So here, the first thing we have the wraps, just the normal brand you find in pretty much every superstore. The next thing we have is the chicken, but I'm gonna talk about the chicken a little bit later, as well as the rice, because with the quality I wasn't too happy about it. The rice is just a frozen block, and yeah, but I'm gonna go in detail in a little bit. So the next thing in the box, as you can see, are the vegetables. The red pepper, it looks nice, but it had a lot of dents and a lot of soft spots. It was probably packed freshly, and then throughout the delivery it got a couple dents. Didn't was all right. And the green pepper, it looks good. The onion, don't be scared off by the outer shell. It can happen, shouldn't happen in a box like this. I'm not too happy about it, but the inside quality was still really nice. And those are actually ice gel packs, so they need a little bit longer to defrost. Here we have the salsa. Uh, the ice gel packs froze a lot of stuff, so that's, as you can see, it's ice clumps in it, but that's not really bad. Next packaging, as you can see, are the jalapenos. We also have pickled onions and salsa verde. So here you can see it's everything is pretty much packed really good. The wall packaging keeps everything from defrosting or getting cold. So the packaging got definitely a plus. So back in the prepping area, you can see we're grabbing the sheet. We have a little bit of problems with the lightings. You can see it's reflecting off the sheet. So I'm trying to calibrate for that. So apologies about that. On the sheet it says 15 minutes, and I can tell you right away from the beginning, 15 minutes is not gonna be enough for anyone who is not a regular cook or who's not regularly cooking. So if you think, okay, get one of those packages and easy cheesy, it's probably gonna take you a little bit longer than the suggested time. So next thing we do is we're gonna grab the cutting board, and as always, grab a wet tissue. Just a little trick so your cutting board isn't moving too much. The wet surface underneath makes it not so much slippery. So the next step we are doing, we are washing the vegetables. I had them soaked already while I was prepping the area and everything. So I'm just wiping them off, and we can just cut. So, and here, keep in mind, I'm taking my time. So just to show you guys, there's a way I could just chop it in a couple of 2 or 3 minutes, but I wanted to show you guys, if you take your time, if you're an amateur and if you're not cooking too often, you wouldn't be able to work with speed. You're not used to cutting vegetables, things like this. You won't be as fast. So just a tip, if you're working the first time, or you're not working so often in the kitchen, take your time. The meal kit, nothing requires you to work super speed, super fast. Sure, if you have a couple guys over, a couple friends, and you want to cook for them, you would count in the prepping time anyways. But take your time. You don't want to chop off a finger. You don't want to have any accidents either way. So as you can see, I'm taking my time chopping the peppers. At this stage, we just gonna jump a little bit forward, just to spare you the time and just to get everything quicker done. So, and as you can see, the first step we've got already done was prepping the veg. Next step would be searing the chicken, but at this stage I would rather prepare everything else, because searing the chicken wouldn't take too long. In general, you just cut it up in little pieces and then just throw it into a pan, and it shouldn't take longer than approximately 10 minutes. So we're gonna prep everything else first. So we're gonna open the packaging. We're gonna put it in little containers in order to make it easier afterwards to assemble the finished dishes. So here you can see it's the pickled onions, and I gotta say they just taste amazing. I don't know what they pickled it with, but because I tasted those onions, I got myself like a pickled seasoning just to try it myself. I think they used red beets for the coloring, but I'm not too sure. I'm definitely gonna try it out, but they were just amazing. So whatever you guys did at Boojum, well done on the pickled onions. Really nice, really nice. So, and as you can see, there weren't too many, so the good stuff is only just a little bit in the packaging, as with everything. So moving on to the next item, as you can see, it is the Salsa Verde, and it's quite spicy. And because I didn't have it defrosted completely, it had little chunks of ice in it, so it wasn't too good as I opened it. But afterwards, on the actual wraps, it was really nice. In general, the whole combination, which is included in the packaging, isn't too bad. Me and my girlfriend, we had it for dinner, and it was good. It was really good. Even though I'm not too happy with some of the ingredients in it, which I'm discussing a little bit later in the video. But all in all, it's a fair price, and it's a fair quality. So the next thing on the list, let's see what we have next. I tried that one too, but it was quite spicy. So as you can see on my reaction in a bit, I didn't want it to get too much on the fork, but it had a nice kick to it. Here you can see just taking my time and breathing a little bit, but it was good. I like the flavors, and as I already said, in combination in within the wraps, it was pretty good. So the next thing is the salsa. Here, the way I see it is, I'm pretty sure they just chopped down a couple onions, added some herbs, added the tomatoes, and put it in a vacuum bag, which is all right. I mean, considering having that in your wrap isn't too bad. The watering here again is coming from defrosting it, so I wasn't too happy about the water in it, but stirring a little bit, and it's got a nice consistency too. So nothing I can complain on. It's still, we are still talking about packaging, and it's still like coming in a box, but considering the quality of the vegetables and all the ingredients, it's not too bad. Here I think, I'm not too sure, I could be wrong, but I think they just used the canned jalapenos. The consistency they are cut, and they have a little bit of sour aftertaste. So I assume they were either pickled as well, or as I said, just from a can. So here we have the rice. As I already said, based on the look and based on the feel, I would give it a clear no-go. But because of the video and because I wanted to try it, because when I opened it, it smelled actually really nice. I tried it, and the taste just was all right. Really, guys, I have to say, the rice I liked the second most in the whole packaging. It has a nice flavor to it. The seasoning was perfect. There wasn't unsalted. It was enough salt on it, which is in packaging rice a rare occasion. It never happened to me that I opened a packed up rice and said, okay, yeah, that one actually tastes nice. But yeah, again, guys, from Boojum, You did a pretty good job with the rice. Even though I don't like the consistency, it tasted good. So, and the next thing on the list are the wraps. I mean, it's straightforward. Everyone knows the brand. I think it's Santa Maria. Everyone knows the brand. They have sauces, they have everything. Nothing you can do wrong with that. Obviously, if you're good enough to make your own, or if you have enough time, always go with your own. Always. So the next thing on the list is sour cream, which it didn't seem like sour cream to me. And guys, here I completely forgot that in the packaging when I showed you to when I opened the box for you guys. But it's quite liquidy, so there is no consistency. It's almost like a sour milk from the consistency wise, but the way I cut it, and when you just strip it, when you finished putting all the ingredients in your wrap and before you heat it up, you drip it on top of it. Good enough for that. Seriously, that's I wouldn't like to have that in my fridge like this. Like the consistency, as you can see, it's super liquidy. Uh, but we're talking about a food kit and a meal kit, and therefore it's sour cream. It's a little bit more liquid than usual than I would expect, but in all, it's sour cream. So nothing wrong here either. So, and the next thing, we have the cheese. Here again, I think it's just regular mozza. So I nothing big, nothing fancy, but in the end, it's just cheese. So here again, packaging all right, just a regular ingredient like cheese, nothing special. So, and the next thing, as you can see, I put everything into bowls, and just to be able to like plate it up and put everything next to each other. When you afterwards, when you cook the meat and you have the wraps on a plate and you're ready to go, all you gotta do is grab a spoon and just dig in from each bowl, and it's much easier. That's the most important thing, and every good cook will tell you that prepping preparation is everything in a kitchen. It's the fall and rise of a chef if you are not prepping correctly. And a disorganized kitchen cannot produce good food, and at home it's the same thing. That's why handling dedicated material like chicken meat, always wear gloves. As you can see in the video, I would never touch chicken meat without gloves. uh Here, the packaging, again, pretty good. They wrapped it in twice, but the bad surprise came when I opened it. I did not read the sheet in the box properly, so I didn't see the description for the meat, and it only said tight, chicken tight. So here you can see the quality of the meat. It's obviously it's not chicken breasts. There's a lot of fat. There's a lot of darker meat, which I don't like at all. If I have wraps, if I have things like this, don't get me wrong. In a chicken kebab, if I have like something meat like this, I wouldn't mind too much. But in a wrap, or with a rice dish, having chicken like that, nah, that's a complete no go for me. So here you can see I wasn't expecting to be like that. So I was a bit shocked and wasn't too happy about it. It says on the packaging it's not chicken breasts, so I should have just read it better. If you are like me, you don't like that kind of meat, I wouldn't recommend the box to you, because I don't think there was just a mistake or something. I think it's the regular chicken meat they provide with the boxes. But to give you an option, as far as I could see on their website, on their actual Boojum website, I couldn't find the box at all. There were a couple food delivery pages or apps which had the Boojum box in their inventory, but there were only two. There were the one you see in the video, and there were also a vegan option. So if you're not too happy with the meat, you can just go with the vegan option, or you can do it like me. I just used a regular chicken breast and seasoned it myself. I'm gonna show you that in a little bit, how you can season your chicken to match dishes like this. But here you can see I'm chopping up the chicken. My girlfriend was actually happy about it. She ate the whole chicken thing by herself, not in one go. We actually had for 2 or 3 days something to eat, so that's pretty good as well, considering it was only 31 pounds. And currently the boxes are on sale for 19.99. I'm not getting sponsored by them. I'm just think it's a good idea, especially in times like this. And the price wise, if you go in a restaurant and eat with three or four people, you definitely pay more than this. And as I already said, all in all, it's a good offer, and it's not too pricey. And quality of the food, besides the chicken, as I already said, I would definitely go with it again. I'm probably gonna go next time with the vegan option, since I wouldn't mind trying vegan for once. And if it's not mine, I always have some spare chicken in my fridge. I can use to supplement for the vegan option. So here you can see I'm almost done chopping the chicken, which was included in the packaging. I'm gonna grab a piece of chicken breast in a little bit, just to have something for myself as well. Um, After all, as I already said, it's a good box. So if you like to have a surprise for your employees, or maybe have a nice dinner for your girlfriend or your boyfriend, I can highly recommend that at this stage. So, and once you prepped all the vegetables and you emptied all the vacuum bags into handy containers, you chopped up the rather not so good chicken meat, and you grabbed your own chicken breast. It's almost time for assembling. At this stage, searing the chicken, as you can see on the sheet, it's recommended, I think, between approximately 2 minutes. But there's no way on earth that you cook that amount of chicken in one pan in 2 minutes. So the regarding the time estimation on the sheet, Boojum has to do some better work on that, because if I'm an amateur and I go and prep the chicken and put it in the pan and I see, okay, approximately 2 minutes each side, I I can guarantee you I would not match the correct heat temperature. I would not have a good enough pan to accumulate all the chicken meat. So that's a complete no go. Estimate approximately. Yeah, sure. It says approximately, so you might need longer. But considering all the different time stamps on the sheet, and then it says time 15 minutes, which is absolutely not accurate. No. So here again, with the chicken, please guys, be super careful. Double check, triple check, and if worst case goes down, check it 4 times just to be sure it is not raw anymore. Chicken meat, I can't tell it often enough. Wear gloves, clean the area. Don't put the dishes you used to, for example, here, trim the chicken meat or cut it up. Don't put that in the sink. Keep it on a separate place until you clear out the sink, and then you put it in, and then you wash it separately. If you, for example, put the cutting board into the sink and you let water splash on it, and from the surface of the cutting board the water splashes off, little particle of the chicken meat will splash everywhere on your kitchen, and you have contaminated your entire kitchen. So you don't want to risk it. Cross contamination with chicken can be super dangerous and even life threatening. So always keep that in mind. Treat your chicken with a lot of care. And when it comes to cooking, go with a little bit lower temperature and leave it in longer. Take a meat piece out, and as long as you have pure whiteness in the middle, you're good to go. Sure, you have some rings with little red lines, but you know what I mean. You see right now the meat right now is pink, and it has to be a solid white. So, and I think 2 minutes on each side will not be enough. So even though it's just an estimation, I would definitely go with more. Just be on the safe side. Always cook your chicken properly. And if you're not sure, if you're a new starter cook, go to someone, ask someone. You always can drop me a comment in the comment section. I'm happy to help you guys out with the chicken meat, but really be super careful with it. So, and as you can see right now, I've already finished chopping up my chicken, like the chicken I bought, and it's time for seasoning. So here you can see I'm using a little bit cayenne pepper. Since it's not a lot of meat, I'm only using one chicken breast. I don't want to go too crazy. I don't want to have it too spicy. I do like spicy food, but after all, it shouldn't be too spicy. You wanna keep your stomach nice and healthy. So, and the next thing is some salt here. I'm using just some cannabis salt. There's no THC in it this time. So next thing, we have the jalapenos. They are just dried peppers, but they definitely have a good kick to it. So the next thing is my good old friend in the kitchen, which I'm using for a lot of dishes. Everything I want to spice up, I put that Russian chili paste in it. Here again, I'm not going to pronounce it for you now because I don't want to embarrass myself. Uh, but I can highly recommend it. It's amazing and it spices up. It has a little bit of sour taste too, so really good for pastas as well if you have a good tomato sauce and you need a little bit sourness to it. The next thing to give it a little bit of Mexican spice to it, we have smoked chipotle peppers. As you can see, I'm not using too many because we have already the chili paste, we have already the cayenne pepper, and the smoked chipotles are obviously spicy as well. So all you gotta do now is rub everything in, incorporate everything together. As you can see, that the chicken is starting to change a little bit the color, but we won't be able to match the color in the packaging since they probably used a lot of more paprika, dried paprika, as we did. In the video in the chicken, I haven't added any paprika since I'm happy with the cayenne pepper. Sure, you could have added some paprika, maybe some garlic powder as well. Wouldn't be a mistake, but in this case, I was happy with what I had, and yeah, flavors. Everyone has his own flavors, so if you feel like it and you want to just go with the flavors you like. So, and here you can see we are just checking and recapping everything we have in the packaging. And so far, the ingredients in the packaging, besides the little bit ugly looking onion, the ingredients were good and I think pretty fresh. The way I see it, the red pepper was damaged on the delivery, and the rest was actually really good. So, and here you can see this is the meat from the packaging. It looks good, looks nice. I would definitely eat it from a plate if I get that served. And here you can see that's my variation. You can still see that the chicken hasn't matched the same color, but other than that, it looks very similar. And taste wise, obviously, I wasn't using the exact matching herbs or ingredients they did with the chicken while they were marinating it. And here again, I mean, I've added the herbs, I mixed it, and I pretty much just put it in the pan, and they probably let the meat marinate for weeks. Not for weeks, from hours and maybe a day. And here you can see that the wraps assembling is completely up to you. There are a couple different ways to cook them: put it in a microwave, heating up in a pan. It's completely up to you. Whatever I'm giving you is just the way I do, and doesn't necessarily mean it works for you as well. So guys, this is the end for this review. As I already said, I can highly recommend the Boojum meal kit. It's a nice little surprise, and it's definitely worth the price, and it's super delicious. So see you next time.